Hello everyone. Hello students. I Sumit Sharma going to discuss about the project management and entrepreneurship. In this lecture we will going to discuss about the meaning, definition and the concept of the entrepreneur. What is entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship development? What are the basically mindset of the entrepreneurial entrepreneurs mindset? Common myths क्या हैं? And how to overcome from those myths. We will also discuss about the corporate entrepreneurships. Okay. So the concepts of entrepreneurs क्या होते हैं? Types of entrepreneurs, functions, family business, women's entrepreneurship, social and rural entrepreneurship. We are going to discuss in the series of this video lectures. So we are going to discuss about entrepreneurs. What we think about the entrepreneurs. So generally, people have some business. We can consider them as a entrepreneurs. So the point is, what is the basic definition of an entrepreneur? So an entrepreneur is basically we consider as a person who sets up a business or any kind of industry. He must initiate, drive, skills and spirit of innovation who aims at high goals. So the entrepreneur is basically the individual that identifies the opportunities, gathers the necessary resources and is ultimately responsible for the performance of the organization. Entrepreneurs are the action-oriented, highly motivated individuals who take risks to achieve goals. We will also look the history of the entrepreneurs, why we are calling them entrepreneurs instead of businessmen. So entrepreneurs basically play a vital role in the economic development of a country. In French, entreprendre means go between or to undertake. The Webster dictionary specifies one who organizes, manages and assumes the risk of a business or an enterprise. The dictionary specifies the entrepreneurs in this term. So we talk about the meaning. The Oxford dictionary specifies the person who undertakes an enterprise with the chances of profit or loss. Basically, the entrepreneur is a person, it can be male or female, who undertakes a business activity which he has no background and faces considerable risk in the process. If either of the two elements like background or the considerable risk is missing in the venture, it is no entrepreneurship. According to the Oxford Dictionary, enterprise means bold undertaking and the entrepreneur, New Encyclopedia or Britannica specifies an individual who bears the risk of operating business in the face of uncertainty and the future conditions. It is a philosophy or process through which an entrepreneur seeks innovation and an employment. Entrepreneur, entrepreneurship, enterprise, basically entrepreneur is a person. Entrepreneurship is basically process or the philosophy and enterprise is an object. The basic definition by the Richard Cantillon, by him, is a person who pays a certain price to a product to resell it at an uncertain price, thereby making decisions about obtaining and using the while consequently admitting the risk of enterprise. As we have seen earlier, the person who take the chances means take the risk of profit or loss can be the entrepreneur. Fine. By the definition of Mr. Adam Smith, an individual who undertakes the formation of an organization for the commercial purpose by recognizing the potential demand for goods and services and thereby acts as an economic agent who can help into the economy of the state or an country, transforms demand into supply. As per said by the Peter F. Drucker, an entrepreneur is one who always searches for the changes, responds to it and exploit to it as an opportunity. He believes in increasing the value and consumer satisfaction. Thus, a professional manager who mobilizes the resources and allocates them to make a commercial gain from an opportunity is called an entrepreneur. As said by Francis Walker, the true entrepreneur is one who is endowed with more than average capacities in the task of organizing and coordinating the various other factors of production. He should be pioneer and captain of that industry. According to the Joseph Schumpeter, the person entrepreneur is an innovator who carries out new combination to initiate the process of economic development and introduction of new product, new market, new source of raw material and establishment of the organization. Who suggests the new things into the business will help to the economy can be considered as an entrepreneur. So the process of development is deliberate and continuous phenomenon which is actively promoted by the services of a change agent who provide economic leadership. So we can conclude the entrepreneurship may be defined as a systematic innovation which consists of the purposeful and organized search for the changes and a systematic analysis of the opportunities that change might offer for economic and social transformation. Now we talk about the evolution of entrepreneur. The first entrepreneurship period was an ancient period in which dharma, manusmriti was taken care, agricultural, handicraft, iron, clothes and livestock were included. The period 2, entrepreneurship in the pre-independence era before 1815. We are talking about before 1815, in which agricultural, metalwork, handicraft, stone carving, jewelry designing, domination of Parsis, Marwaris, Gujaratis and Jain were there. Okay. Before 1815, these peoples were involved into such kind of work. Period 3, during the 1850 to 1947, Britishers started harnessing the natural resources of India to their own advantage, simultaneously developing the roads, railways, ports, etc. Jute, textile, tea, coal, emergence of Parsis entrepreneurs, Swadeshi movement was there into this duration. Period 4, during 1947 and onwards, which we know as the post-independence period, so there was some innovation into the entrepreneurship like industrial policy resolution, which we know as the IPR 1948. Marwaris like Birla, Dalmia, Goenka, Singhanias, Bajaj, Kirloskar rising. Industrial Policy Resolution IPR 1956 came. Establishment of public sector and heavy industries were invented into this period. Nationalization of the banks were happened. Formation of NIC, which is known as the National Small Industry Corporations. KBIC, Khadi and Village Industries. MSME, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise. SFC, State Funding Corporations. NISBUD, which is known as the National Institute of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development. EDII, which is known as the Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, etc. came after the 1947. Then rising family entrepreneurs were happening. 1600 French verb entreprendre means to undertake. Middle ages actor and person in charges of large scale production project. 1700 person bearing risk or profit in a fixed price contract. In 1725, Richard Cantillon, person bearing risk is different from capital supplier, which is known as a risk bearer. 1803, Jean-Baptiste Say shifts economic resources out from an area of lower to higher productivity and greater yields, organizations or coordinator. 1876, Francis Walker distinguished between those who supplied funds and received interest and those who received profit from managerial capabilities, leader who mobilizing resources. 1934, Joseph Schumpeter, innovator and developed entire technology which is productivity and innovation. David McClelland, highly motivated, energetic, moderate risk taker, need for achievement. This was the evolution of entrepreneur. Peter Drucker searches for change, responds to it and exploits as opportunity. In 1979, Kirchner, an arbitrageur who discovered opportunity at low price and sell at high price because of intertemporal and interspatial demand. He was focused only on demand. In 1980, Carl Vesper, seen differently by economists, psychologists, businessmen, politicians, environmental. In 83, Gifford Pinchot, intrapreneur and entrepreneur within an already established organization. In 1985, Robert Hisrich, creating something different with value, devoting time and effort, assuming risk, results, rewards and satisfaction, means the leadership and vision was introduced. In 2008, National Knowledge Commission of India, the professional application of knowledge, skill and competencies or monetizing a new idea by an individual or a set of people by launching an enterprise de novo or diversifying from an existing one, thus to pursue growth while generating wealth, employment and social goods. What are the chances for becoming an entrepreneur? The first chance, opportunity to create one's own destiny. Opportunity to make some differences from other people. Opportunity to reach one's full potential. Opportunity to reap impressive profits. Opportunity to contribute to society. Opportunity to do what one enjoys. Now we see the pros and cons of the entrepreneurs. If we are talking about the pros, means you will be the boss of yourself. No one can interrupt in your work. While the cons, if you are taking care of everything, you are the boss of yourself, you will be alone. All profits are yours, the cons, the decisions are yours. There will be a great variety in roles and tasks. All losses are yours. Here, increase the pros, increase the self-confidence. You will need to put in long hours. Work can be very satisfying. Lack of success will affect self-esteem. Success will give you immense satisfactions. Once you succeed, you will give more and more satisfaction in yourself and do better for your society and your country. While existing the business is difficult, pressure will affect social and family life. It is the cons. Now we do talk about the enterprise. An entrepreneur is a person who starts an enterprise. Process of creation is called entrepreneurship. So the entrepreneur is the actor and entrepreneurship is the act. The outcome of the actor and the act is called an enterprise. An enterprise is a business organization that is formed and which provides goods and services, create jobs, contributes to the nation income, exports, and contributes to the overall economic development. What are the characteristics of the entrepreneurs? First, they have the vision to growth. So, an entrepreneur has a dream. He visualizes the ways and means to achieve the dream. In doing so, he visualizes market demands, socio-economic environment, technological environment, and then based on these dynamic, he visualizes a future for his business venture. Fine. You have a knowledge. Your knowledge will increase. An entrepreneur has full knowledge about the technicalities of his business, be it technological, operational, financial, or market dynamic. He has the desire, or he or she has the desire to succeed. An entrepreneur has a strong desire to succeed in life. Their dreams are not just limited to achieving one single goal, but they constantly work to achieve higher goals. You must put your efforts into that direction so that you can achieve the higher goals. Independence. An entrepreneur needs independence in work and decision making. They don't follow the rules of thumb, but make their own rules and destiny. Optimism. They are highly optimistic about achieving their vision. Value addition. They do not follow the conventional rules of thumb. They have a constant desire to introduce something new to the existing business. They create, innovate, or even add values to the existing product or service. They must have some skills so that they can improve the process or the product or the service easily. They have the leadership characteristic. An entrepreneur exhibits the qualities of leader. They are good planner, organizers, and have a good communication skill, good decision makers, take initiative to implement plans, and are the result oriented. They are result oriented. The next characteristic of entrepreneur is hardworking, which is very, very important to understand. At the times they are called workaholic. Work is worship for them. They put in continuous effort to achieve success and know that there is no substitute for hard work. They have the risk taking ability because they are running an business. There is so many risks is involved into the business. So it is the inherent and inseparable element of entrepreneurship. He assumes the uncertainty of future. An entrepreneur guarantees rent to the landlord, wages to the employees, and interest to the investor in the hope of earning more than the expenses. The other characteristic of the entrepreneur is the mental ability. They are very much strong in the mental ability terms. They have the rigid things in their mind. They plan everything in depth and they execute with the full strength. They have the clear objective. They define the things very clearly in their mind so that they can progress easily. Business secrecy, they must have this characteristic, otherwise it will open to everyone and everyone tries for the entrepreneurs. HR ability, they must know about how many people are required, how many raw material is required, how many system required, and so many things which we generally think about once we start the entrepreneurs. They have the ability of HR too. Communication ability, they must have the communication good skills so that they can easily convey their objective to their teams as well as to their clients. Technical knowledge, they must have the technical knowledge. Achievement oriented, perseverance, ethical, motivator, he or she must be the motivator. They must have the self-confidence. They must have the long-term, they must put the long-term involvement into the business. They have the high energy level, positive thoughts must be there. They have the positive energy so that they can work for long time. Problem solver, initiator, and they must have the ability of goal setter. They must design the day-wise goal so that they can reach it and accomplish their vision and mission into the coming days. Now we talk about entrepreneur versus the entrepreneurship. So the term entrepreneur is often used interchangeably with entrepreneurship, but conceptually they are different. Yet they are just like the two sides of a coin. Both the terms are correlated. An entrepreneur is a person who bears a risk, unites various sectors of production and carries out the creative innovations. Fine. So he or she is an individual or one of a group of individuals who try to create something new. He always attempts to bring about the change in terms of factors, proportions, which is known as innovations. On the contrary, entrepreneurship is the set of activities performed by the entrepreneur. It is a process of identifying opportunities in the marketplace and marshalling the resources required to pursue these opportunities for long-term gains. It is the attempt to create values. Now we talk about the relationship between entrepreneur and the entrepreneurship. So the entrepreneur can be a person, but the entrepreneurship is a process. It is an organizer, it is an organization. It is an innovator, it is innovation. It's risk bearer, it is risk bearing. It's motivator, it's a highly motivation. It is creator, it's creation. It's visualizer, it's vision. It's leader, it's leadership, and it's imitator, and it is imitation. What are the theories of entrepreneurship? Meaning of entrepreneurship, it refers to the process of action an entrepreneur undertakes to establish his enterprise. It is a creative and innovative response to the environment. In other words, entrepreneurship can be defined as an ability to discover, create, or invent opportunities and exploit them to the benefit of the society, which in turn brings prosperity to the innovator and his organization. Main theories of entrepreneurship are summarized like this. Joseph A. Schumpeter was given this theory in 1934. So first time the human agent at the center of the process of economic development and assigned a critical role to the entrepreneurship in his theory of economic development. He considered economic development as a discrete technological change. The process of development can be generalized by the 5 different types of event. First, it can be outcome of the introduction of a new product in the market. Secondly, it can be result of new production technology or the new method of production. Third, it may arise on account of a new market. Fourth, it may be consequences of a new source of supply. And fifth, it may be due to the new organization of any industry. According to the Schumpeter, development is not an automatic process, but it must be deliberately and actively promoted by some agency within the system. Schumpeter called the agent who initiates the above changes as an entrepreneur. So he is the agent who provides economic leadership that changes the initial condition of the economy and cause dynamic changes. By nature, he is neither technician nor a financier, but he is considered as an innovator. Entrepreneurship is not a profession or a paramount occupation, and therefore it cannot formulate a social class like capitalist. Psychological entrepreneurs are not solely motivated by the profit. According to the Frederick Harbison, which has given his theory in 1964, states that the organization building ability is the most critical skill needed for the industrial development. According to him, entrepreneurship means the skill to build an organization. He sports the crux of the entrepreneurship in his ability to multiply himself by effectively delegating responsibilities to others. The main feature are, unlike Schumpeter, Harbison entrepreneur is not an innovator but an organization builder who must be able to harness the new ideas of different innovators to the rest of the organization. Such persons are not always the man with ideas or man with the men who try new combinations of resources, but they may say simply be good leaders and excellent administrators. Harbison's definition of entrepreneurship lays more stress on the managerial skills and creativity so far as organization is concerned. So I stopped my journey of this lecture video series here. Further we will talk about more entrepreneurship organization building functions. Okay, thanks.